Hello there, my name is Carlo. Welcome to another video, and today I'm going to be doing my best VFX and movie making programs for Mac. Now, I've done one of these videos a little while ago based on Windows, so I thought I'd have a bit of a switch up and concentrate on the Mac side of things today. So this is going to give you a rough idea of what sort of programs are out there, what sort of programs I use that could help your productivity, help your pipeline when you're sort of making movies. Whether you're a visual effects artist, whether you're a video editor, whether you're a modeler, whether you're a compositor, all these programs are here to sort of help you in your workflow. So I'm going to get cracking. I'm not going to open all of these programs, but I'll open a few, and we're going to do this in the tradition of a desktop tour, which is quite cool. So let's get cracking. So starting at the beginning, let's look here. We've got Animation Studio Pro. Now, Animation Studio Pro is basically an animation tool. I use this. I absolutely love this program, guys. If you're into animation, or you're into cartoons or sketching, this program is absolutely fantastic to use. It's a lot of fun. And you can get some pretty good results out of this product as well. So this is a little demo. It just loads up straight away, so I'll just play that for you. You can animate this how you see fit. It's basically a cartoon tool. It's for making cartoons, so I think you sort of get the gist of where we're going with that, or what sort of program this is. So it's an excellent program, and I truly recommend it if you're into cartoons and animation. This gets you used to, obviously, bone structures, splines. It gets you used to all that sort of thing. So when you do go into more serious programs like Maya and stuff, you sort of know what all this sort of geometry stuff means. So very cool program, and I highly recommend it if you're into movie making, or cartoon making, should I say. So this is a program called Final Draft 9. Now, Final Draft 9 is what I use to... I don't want to register. Register later. This is how I do all my scripting. So this program is the best program, I think, on Mac for writing your scripts, basically. And that's basically what it is. You've got scenes, script notes, characters. It places basically everything into certain chronicle order. So you're able to sort of like create your script the way it should be, basically. So Final Draft 9, if you're a filmmaker, is a must. It's a must-have on Mac. So very cool program indeed. So I've got Film Convert Pro, which is a color correction tool. It's very similar to the plugin you can get for After Effects and Premiere Pro, so on and so on, but it's on a professional level, so it's a standalone program for color grading, so on and so on. So starting with the modelers, obviously Cinema 4D, very popular. This is Cinema 4D R17. I use this quite a lot to do my modeling and 3D work. Still one of the best 3D programs out there on the market, without a doubt. It is absolutely amazing, this program. And if you're into 3D work and you use After Effects, it's a must-have. So I'll explain a little bit about what I mean by if you have After Effects as well a little bit later on in the video. So Cinema 4D R17, absolutely fantastic, really cool program. So I don't want to save that project. So I've got Mocha Pro. Both these programs I have professional versions because they work with Adobe After Effects, which is obviously my visual effects and compositor of choice. Even though I do have a few compositing programs in this on my Mac, I do feel that After Effects is by far my most favourite. So that's why I've chose to have Cinema 4D and Mocha Pro, because they both work seamlessly with After Effects. So always think, you know, if you can get the pro versions of Mocha Pro and Cinema 4D, because you're an After Effects user, I'll always recommend it. You don't need to, but it's better to have more functions than less functions. Okay, so I've got the Lightwave suite as well. I don't really use Lightwave a lot, but Lightwave is a seriously powerful tool for visual effects, compositing, model making, so on and so on. So very powerful tool, these two. A lot of people do compare this with Modo, but I think they're very different tools, even though they sort of use the same engine, if that makes sense. I do feel that they're totally two different tools in general, shall I say. Sorry about that. So Mudbox is my sculpting tool of choice. This is where if I create a 3D model in, say, Maya, Lightwave, Cinema 4D, I can import them into Mudbox, sculpt them, and make them look basically the way I want. Just basically adding detail to them. So Mudbox is cool, and I use Mudbox in conjunction with Maya. So Maya is amazing, absolutely amazing. Maya. I've just upgraded to extension 2, which has got some really cool new features in it. I do recommend, if you're a visual effects artist or you're a modeler, you want to create your own scenes and stuff like that, even if it's within film work or gaming, Maya is a must-have. It is really a must-have program. You know, it's by far the most powerful tool I've ever used, and obviously Maya is used in all the big film studios across the world, basically. Maya was used in the creation of films like Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Transformers. All these films, the models and the visual effect, not the visual effects in general, but the models and the scenes were created in this program. So Maya is, if you're into this sort of modeling stuff, Maya is an investment, absolute investment. It does cost a pretty penny, but Autodesk is always updating this program to make it better. They're always listening to what the customer wants, and they're always improving on it. So yeah, Maya is 100% up there with the best. Well, if not, it is the best, basically. So Maya is definitely a program you should consider getting if you're into 3D modeling, and you just want to take your movie making to the next level. Okay, so Autodesk Smoke. So Smoke is a compositor. I won't lie to you, I don't use Smoke. Even though I did buy it, I don't use it a lot. And simply, the reason why I don't use it is because I don't know how to use it, to be perfectly honest. It's one of them programs I've been meaning to sort of sit down and study it, but I'm so hooked up with compositing in Nuke and After Effects, I've not really found the time to get into it, but I will find time to study this program inside out and bring some cool videos on Smoke to the Filmic channel. So keep an eye out for that. That is something that is definitely going to happen in the future on this channel. So DaVinci Resolve Studio 12. This is the latest update. I love DaVinci, absolutely love it. It's a great video editor. It's a great compositor. It's obviously not my video and compositor choice, but I do feel it's an important program to have if you're into color grading, if you're into editing, so on and so on. And this is actually the paid full version, but Blackmagic have done a really cool thing where you can download like a elite version of the program. If I just go over to their website now, let you see my emails. Let's close all this down. I'll take you there now. I'll try and show you Blackmagic, DaVinci Resolve. So if you go over to the website, you've got two versions that you can actually download. So this is 12.5, so this is a free version. So you've got the free version you can have, or you've got the paid version. So if you go to download, if you look here, they've just run a beta on this. So Studio you'll have to pay for. This version you don't have to pay for. Now the difference is you can only go up to 4K, which is okay. 4K is good enough to me. for video editing and compositing. So, but this one you can go beyond 4K, so you can go up to 6K, so on and so on, and you've got a few more features in the actual program as well. So DaVinci is definitely one to go for, and especially if you get this free version as well. Very, very cool stuff. So yes, keep an eye out for that one. So Mischief is a painting tool. Now Mischief is part of the Foundry. It was advertised with the Foundry. I use this to do some light sketching. If I want to do some ideas, get some ideas for what I want a character to look like, or what I want to put in a film, or you know, some scenes that I want to create, and I just want to have a little rough. I'll just open it for you guys. If you just want a rough idea of what I want to do, I can just simply open this program and jot some stuff down, draw some sketches, and it's quite a cool program to have if you just want to do stuff like that. And this is dirt cheap. I think Mischief's like 20 quid or something, so it's not expensive, and I think you can get that from the Foundry website as well. So speaking of the Foundry, we have the entire Foundry Suite here. So we are having Nuke Studio, Nuke X, the latest Mari 3, and we have Modo 10 as well. Now this is a seamless suite. It all works beautifully together, from creating something in Modo, to painting it in Mari, to compositing, doing some compositing and visual effects in Nuke. They all work together. So they are expensive, but I think it was from Nuke Studio 8. They released Nuke Studio 9. They released Nuke 8, and then from Nuke 8 to now, coming up to 10, their upgrades have been free, which is absolutely fantastic. I'm looking forward to the new Nuke Studio 10, which is coming out later in the fall, which is going to be fantastic. I think it's coming out, early this year, but I don't know when. They've not set a date for it. But there is a beta available. I was tempted to try the beta, but I'll just wait basically until Nuke Studio release the final version, because it is, like I've just said, a free upgrade to the Foundry, to Nuke family. So Nuke Studio is a video editor, it is a compositor, it's a visual effects tool, all in one. So it's the complete package, all in one. Now the difference between obviously Nuke Studio and After Effects is Nuke is node based, so everything is based around nodes, where After Effects is based on layers. But nodes and layers are basically the same thing, just one's called nodes, one's called layers. So this is Nuke Studio, the latest version, as of today, and this is really cool. Very, very cool program. So yeah, the Foundry Suite, absolutely one for compositors and visual effects artists. Nuke Studio should be in your arsenal of tools. You don't need it, but it's nice to have it. If you're doing this to make money, or if you're doing this as a business, the two big boys are for compositing is basically After Effects and Nuke. So it's nice to keep your options open, especially if you get a client that you're working for a studio that works purely in Nuke, or a studio that works permanently in Adobe. It's good to have the pair, so you can learn them both and be more productive, if that makes sense. So we all know what After Effects is. I'm not going to bother opening that up. After Effects is obviously my visual effects tool of choice. Absolutely love it. After Effects is only as good as the plugins you have for it. So the more plugins you have, the better After Effects is. So things like Element 3D from Video Copilot, the Red Giant suite, like the Trapco Particular suite, stuff like that. All these plugins make After Effects what it is. Now you can use After Effects as standard. You can use it without all the plugins, but you'll be limited to what you can do within the program. So the plugins can be expensive, but if you're an After Effects user, then obviously you're doing this, whether you're doing this as a hobby or whether you're doing this as a business or being serious, try to invest in as many plugins as you can, if that makes sense, because it is worth it. It is absolutely worth it. So we got Adobe Character Animator, which is pretty cool. It is very similar to what we saw at the start, which is Anime Studio, but it's sort of like in a different sort of style. So you can create cartoons, 2D animations, stuff like that. Video editor of choice is Adobe Premiere Pro. I use Adobe Premiere Pro for everything serious. Okay, so what I mean by that is I've got Adobe Premiere Pro and I've got Final Cut. Right now, for say for instance doing silly little things like vlogs on YouTube and stuff like that, I want to get them edited quickly, I will use Final Cut Pro X. But for all serious film work, I will use Premiere Pro, because all these programs here work seamlessly together. They work in conjunction with each other, so you can sort of, you know, do a bit of editing in Premiere Pro, and then from Premiere Pro you can bounce to After Effects and add a visual effects, back to Premiere Pro, continue editing, so on and so on. So Premiere Pro, my 100% video editor of choice. Absolutely love it. Speed Grade is a grading tool. It's exactly what it says on the tin, to do color grading, and this works again with Premiere Pro, or in conjunction with Premiere Pro. So if you want to do, even though Premiere Pro, I've got things like the Magic Bullet Suite, Colorista from the Giant, so on.
Text message. That's nice.
Text message. Even though Premiere Pro's got things like Magic Bullet looks, you know, Colorista free, you know, film convert, stuff like that. This is a sort of standalone grading tool. I'll open this up quickly for you guys so you can have a quick look at what it looks like if you ain't seen it. So they basically work seamlessly together, and that's what I really like. Sometimes it's good to do some really intense color grading in Speed Grade. I don't use it a lot, but it's worth having. It's part of the CC Cloud Suite, so if your subscription is to have the whole suite, which mine is, but I only use a selected amount of programs from that suite, it's one to have in your arsenal. It really is. And I don't know why, but it takes ages to open up. Even though I've got a 3 terabyte Fusion drive, Speed Grade always takes a little while to open up, which is a bit of a pain in the bum. But we'll wait for that to open up. Every other program opens up really fast, really, like you've just seen, really snappy. But for some reason, this takes a bit of time, and I don't know why. Maybe I need to reinstall Speed Grade, I don't know. But as you can see, it's bloody slow to open up. When it does open up, it's a pretty cool program. So while that's doing its thing, because that's like really jarring me now, Photoshop. So Photoshop again works seamlessly with programs like After Effects, so on and so on. It's for, you know, photo editing work, to create titles, to create text, you know, if you want to do set extensions. Why is this taking so long, guys? Let's quit that. This is taking some time. I don't know why that's happening. Right, so let's move on to Audition. So Auditions is my audio editor of choice. This is where I do all my audio editing. And again, because it's part of the Adobe Creative Cloud, it works seamlessly with programs like After Effects and Premiere Pro. This is really jarring me now, OCD. Probably doing an update or something. I don't know. Right, so yeah, Auditions is an audio editing suite, so it works in conjunction with After Effects, Premiere Pro. So if you've got some, for instance, bad audio within your cut, you can open up Auditions within Premiere Pro, fix your audio, so on and so on. So pretty cool stuff. So I need to find out what's going on with this program, because this is obviously, here we go. It is working. So sorry about that, guys. I don't know what the hell happened there. This has never happened to me before. It's always taken a little bit of time to load up. I've just quit it. I would say about 20 seconds, but that's never happened anyway. So we'll shut that down. So let's just move on to the next part of the video. So moving along, obviously these are all the Apple tools. We don't need to know anything about that. ScreenFlow is what I'm using now to record my footage, and then we go to the Red Red programs. This is for my when I'm using a Red camera. I plug my Red card into. I don't want to do that. I plug my Red card into my computer, and I can transfer all my Red footage into this program. I can edit it and do what I will with it. So this is for Red Epic cameras. Not a lot of people are going to have that. So moving on, I've got Motion, which I never use. We have Blender. Now Blender is a free modeling tool. So if you want to get into the world of 3D modeling, I've never opened this one up before because this is a new iMac, so I've installed it but I've not opened it up for, hence why it's verified. This is one to get. It's free and you can't go wrong with it. You really can't go wrong with it. I've seen some stunning work done on this program. I really have seen some stunning things done with Blender. So Blender is got a bit of a learning curve, but then what programmer hasn't? So if you're into modeling and creating some really cool stuff, Blender is definitely one for you. So just go over to Blender website and then you can download that free of charge. So we've got Compressor, and then we've got Light Studio where I do some rendering and lighting work. I've got my Red Giant app, which allows me to keep control of all my Red Giant plugins, like Trapcode, Medic Bullet, keeps them all up to date for me. I put this in my dock because it's quite an important program to have for me, because I've got the entire Red Giant suite, so very important for me to have that. So Film Strip Pro. This is a free program that I've not used yet, but it was recommended by Ryan over at Filmright, and I've not yet used it, but apparently it's very, very good. And I don't even know what it does yet. I just literally downloaded the demo. I think it's so you can share your stuff, but don't quote me on that. I just downloaded it, and I just wanted to give it a go, but I've not had the time to sort of play around with it. So we might look into Film Strip Pro. This is a beta in a future video, but we'll just see where we go with that. So on and so on. So let's have a look actually. Let's just quit it. No, also I think. I don't want to do that. Why does it always do that to me? Right, so we'll just shrink that and I'll have a look at that in a minute. So M3D is for my 3D printer. It's a 3D printing program, so basically you just use this to add your models for your 3D printer to start printing basically. Twitter, we all know what Twitter is, my Twitter client. Final Cut Pro, X like I've just said, is my second video editor. This is for me to do some light video editing, quick stuff. Like for instance this video here, I would knock up in Final Cut, edit it all up and export it straight to YouTube. iPhoto is what I use to transfer all my data from my SSD cards, my cameras and stuff like that, to bring onto the Mac and obviously have a look at them first. Android file transfer, I've got Samsung Galaxy S7, so this is for me to transfer all my files that I use on my phone over to my Mac. We have the HitFilm 3 Express with it, which is another video editor, visual effects and compositing tool. If you want to know more about that, head over to HitFilm. This is actually a free version of the program. I thought I might as well have it. I did have the pro version a little while ago, but I don't have it no more. And it's a good thing to have. It really is a good thing to have. So that is it, guys. That is what I have on my Mac for my visual effects, movie editing and compositing tools. I hope you've enjoyed this video. A like rating would be appreciated, and I will definitely guys catch you in the next video. Ciao ciao.